It's about time.
Oh, what is up, buddy?
God.
Yeah, sorry. It's been a bit of a hectic last hour. Driving up and then getting all packed, and then I was planning on doing it at my dorm room, but then my roommates are screaming, "Welcome, Dalton! Chris has already been kicked out."
Hello, hello.
So starting exactly where we left off.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. Welcome back, Chris. Good to see you still have connectivity issues.
That was my fault.
Oh, okay.
Did you accidentally hit the little X button?
Yeah, I backed out by mistake. You guys are really quiet, so I'm trying to figure out why that is.
Really loud?
Quiet.
Quiet. Yeah, it's been a hectic last couple hours. Getting back into town, unpacking, and then my roommates were screaming, so I had to leave there. Now I'm at my girlfriend's dorm recording.
Did you spend Christmas down with your family then?
Yeah, I did.
Nice. Huh?
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, it was an interesting break. I did not see or play enough hockey with Chris, as he can attest. But anyway, I feel like the boys from everyone's favorite south of the blue line have been gone for too long.
Far too long.
So now we are back. We welcome everyone. I believe this is episode 11. We hope everyone had a happy holidays, a good New Year's. But we are back, and we are back in the swing of things. So weekly episodes, or as best as we can, will be coming with the new year. Boys, would we like to start off with a New Year's resolution? Maybe hockey-wise, anything you got?
Oh, I can think of a few things.
Okay, Dalton, you kick it off then, buddy.
All right, my New Year's resolution this year is to never get excited about the Oilers ever again.
All right, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Chris, you got any?
My resolution is to not expect Patrick Laine to put any effort into any fucking games at all.
Except for on the power play.
And barely even then now.
Oh, good. So I see we're kicking 2019 off on a positive note then.
Oh my
God. If I had to say one, mine would be to sort of along the lines of Dalton. It's also going to be a bit negative, but in a hockey sense, to stop getting so excited.
Stop caring so much.
Yeah, you could put it that way. But oh boy, we've been out of it for a bit, so we have missed a lot. So first off, I'd like to say that way back, the last time we did our predictions for the upcoming week or whatever, that last episode, we all did pretty poorly, and me and Dalton actually tied with only one right and just barely.
Oh, look at that.
So I'm just gonna say, fitting, we're gonna wash the week, no points to anyone. And we're starting it off we're going to stay at the points just to remind everyone. Dalton has a sizable lead of 3. Chris has 2, and I am trailing behind with 1. So we're starting off clean slate. I'm also going to try and be better with my predictions. I need to start heating up.
Do I get like a little trophy at the end of the year or something like that?
Oh, maybe. We'll see.
Depends how good the ad revenue gets.
Exactly. It depends on how good the ad revenue. If we make like $15, I'll buy a trophy. I'll mail it to you.
Oh, look at
that. So I don't want to actually go too far back, because like right here I have a bunch of scores written down from like before the Christmas or right before the Christmas break, and my first thing I have written down is the Jets versus the Lightning. The Jets actually won 5-4 in overtime. Chris, do you remember anything about this game?
I remember it was the best game I've seen all year, but other than that, I don't remember too much.
All right. Well, I mean, I actually do vaguely recall a little bit, and that was a hell of a game, and we were all surprised that the Jets won, but hey. Then I have a 4-2 loss for the Oilers to Vancouver. I just remember a deep sadness following that game, not much else.
Yeah, like basically every single Oilers game since our last podcast. Just all sadness.
Yeah, basically. And then I have Oilers 4-1 loss to the Blues.
You should just like knock out all the losses in a row real quick.
Yeah, right. I have the Jets, a 4-1 loss to the Kings. Let's see here. I have it was Chris's birthday like a year ago. So happy birthday, Chris.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How
old are you now, Chris?
Yeah, Chris, how old are you now? All right, he remains the enigma as always. We have the Jets a 5-3 win over the Sharks. And then more recently we have the Oilers with a horrid loss last night to the Kings.
Yeah.
I mean, we can touch on that one because that one was recent. I actually didn't watch any of this game. I got home late and it was already 4-0, and we hadn't even cracked 20 shots yet, and I decided not to watch any of it.
Hey, spoiler alert, they never cracked 20 shots.
Yep, I'm looking at that now. The shots are 23-16, so a good start.
Yeah. I was at a bar during it with, a couple of my buddies, so I got chirped relentlessly through this entire game.
Of course.
And I gotta say, there was football on as well in the bar, and I just watched the football game instead because the other game was too depressing.
Very smart. Okay, so I'm actually flipping through the games here. So we have another 4-2 loss to the Canucks on the 27th. That was also the night of the Flames beating the Jets 4-1. Thanks a lot. Then we have 7-4 loss to the Sharks on the 29th.
Maybe it's a good thing we missed a week here because there've been a lot of sad episodes in a row.
There would have been a lot of sad episodes. So I gotta say this one's not off to a hot start. That's also the same night of a 3-1 Wild win over the Jets. Then we have okay, here we go. The Oilers lose 4-3 to the Jets. This game actually, I was excited for. It was too bad we weren't able to really talk about it leading up to and after in much depth. But I felt this game definitely had a bit more back and forth, but it was pretty obvious who the better team was, and that is who won. Also, Hellebuck didn't look great.
I thought the Jets looked like shit, to be honest with you. I thought the Oilers played pretty well. We just got lucky.
All right. Well, I appreciate you making us feel better.
There we go. One positive thing over the last couple.
One positive. Oh no, that's not true. Here we go. Ready? Oilers beat the Coyotes 3-1, January 2nd.
That is true. I actually watched that game. It was a
I did
game.
as well. It was a good game. Then we have the Jets actually haven't played. The Jets lost last night. Oh no, 2 nights ago on Friday, 4-0 to the Penguins.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Chris, you got anything about it? Like,
well, I actually jumped in late to this game, and by the time I started watching, it was already 2-0 for the Penguins, and Nikolai Ehlers was knocked out with an injury. So I was like, "Oh, this is great."
Yeah. What I actually didn't. Why did he? What happened? Why did he go down?
Upper body.
Yeah, because I have him on my fantasy team, and he's injured, and I was like, "Oh, good."
Yeah, I think it's pretty innocuous. It's just a hockey play. The Penguins were pretty physical, actually, which is, I guess they've got a few guys who can hit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just what happens, you know.
Yeah.
We had some insight. I've just been really sour on the Jets lately. They have not been playing well since the Christmas break. So,
well, welcome to the squad. And then following the Jets 4-0 loss to the Penguins, the Oilers followed up with, as we mentioned, the stinker game last night to the Kings. So I mean, does anyone have anything else to say about the last couple of games? I mean, Chris, you've been pretty upset with Line, it sounds like. And
yeah,
he hasn't scored in a while.
Yeah, because he doesn't do anything 5 versus 5. He waves at the puck as it goes by him. It's terrible.
Yeah, and then the Hellebuck's still been shaky.
Yeah.
But my question is, Chris, My question is, Chris, how has Nick Patan looked?
Nick Patan. He's looked great in the press box.
Oh, good. For those who don't know, Nick Patan is Chris's trigger warning.
He's just not a good hockey player. No, I shouldn't say that. There's a certain segment of Jets fans who think he should be on the first line, playing like 40 minutes a game, and he's done nothing to deserve anything. So I think that's what triggers me more than anything.
All right. Boys, we have anything else we want to say about this really bleak start to this podcast?
God, I want to kill myself.
Oh, all right. Moving on to other news. Way back last year, I'm going to be ringing that joke till it's already dead.
Haha, so funny.
Right. Thank you. But Tom Wilson and Jamie Alexiak had a hell of a tilt. For those who haven't seen it, you should go watch it, because that is, people are talking about, oh man, there's not enough fighting in the NHL. That was a fight.
Yeah. And they got some history too, Tom Wilson and Alexiak too. So it was an emotional fight as well.
Well, you can also say, who does Tom Wilson not have a history with yet?
Fair enough.
Also, I don't know if we talked about it, but Jujhar Khaira was suspended. I think we talked about it. Did we talk about it?
Yeah, we did. And everyone agreed that Jujhar is a beautiful man who never should have been suspended at all.
What were you going to say, Chris?
I don't remember talking about it.
Oh, okay. So Jujhar Khaira against the St. Louis Blues, I believe. He cross-checked Vince Dunn in the head, and then was ejected from the game and awarded a 2-game suspension. So awesome. I'll give everyone a second to type that into the Google search bar.
I'm like 95% sure we talked about this.
I feel like we touched on it, but like, I mean, so basically, for those who don't know, so it was near the end of the game actually. Oilers were losing 4-1 to the Blues. It wasn't a good game. Jujhar Khaira and Vince Dunn go into the corner. Jujhar Khaira is quite a bit bigger than Vince Dunn. Roughs him, kind of rides him out a bit hard. Vince Dunn then cross-checks him kind of in like the upper back. And now then, which pissed Jujhar off, which was a missed call. And then as they were skating back in front of the net, Jujhar Khaira kind of goes to cross-check him in the also upper back, but forgets that he's a tall boy and cross-checks him right in the mouth.
Yeah.
And then the refs immediately sent him off, and then it was like within the next day he was suspended 2 games.
Which, honestly, probably fair. At the time, I was pretty charged up about it, you know, because it was a pretty poor game for the Oilers to begin with. But, you know, looking back on it, probably 2 games is warranted.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 1.
No, I agree with the 2 games. I mean, he's a first-time offender. What can you expect? And he definitely popped him in the mouth in front of the refs, and like it was a high hit, and he did it on purpose. So, I mean,
yeah, the puck was nowhere near, all that kind of jazz.
Exactly. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Exactly.
Chris, I mean, are you looking at it or?
No, but I do remember hearing about it, and I think, you know, considering the situation, 2 games is completely fair.
Yeah. All right. Solid. Again, since I've written the list of things I was planning on talking about, things haven't aged so well. Carter Hart. I have Carter Hart debut. He comes in, wins his first game, and then since then has gotten lit up. So, I mean, I'm a big fan of goalies just in general. I don't know why. They've always been one of my favorite position in almost any sport. So whenever I see like a rookie goalie coming in, especially high touted like Carter Hart, I always kind of cheer for them personally. So it was cool to see them play well in their first couple games. And then since he hasn't, so I mean, it's not really his fault. The Flyers suck, but.
Yeah, I mean, when you're throwing, I think they have started 7 goalies so far this year. The Flyers have, or something crazy like that. So, yeah, it was nice to see him get a good first game. But that team, I don't think the issue's in the goaltending there.
Yeah, they have a lot of other issues. Let's see here. Say that again, buddy.
So the Flyers have been cursed with goaltending for years.
They really have. I mean, their last good goalie was what? Hextall?
Nah, Brizgalov, my dude.
Oh, you're totally right, Briz.
Yeah, but
I don't know if he was
was
actually.
catch.
I don't know if he was actually a good goalie at the time, but he sure was funny.
Oh man, we loved Briz.
Yeah.
But although I think their last good goaltending performance, just in general, was when Steve Mason. Remember that guy, Chris?
Oh yeah.
Steve Mason won the Calder with them,
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah.
and that was probably it.
The Jets have had both the Masons.
What was the other Mason?
Steve Mason and why can't I think of the other Mason? Chris Mason.
Oh, okay.
Chris Mason was back in the day. I think he was the backup when the Thrashers came over.
Jeez,
Oh,
way
okay.
back.
Yeah, that's a while back.
They both sucked, just so you know. So any goalie named Mason sucks.
All right, can confirm anyone with the last name of Mason playing goalie, you suck.
Mm-hmm. Just be a forward. Come on, dude.
Yeah, right? You'll get all the glory that way anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Goalie sucks.
Yeah, you're telling me. All right, now on to some things a little bit more recent and things we can talk about. Kind of out of nowhere. I mean, I guess not really out of nowhere. The Stars have been underperforming yet again. The Stars owner, I believe his name is Jim Light, comes out and calls out Jamie Benn, their captain, and Tyler Seguin, arguably their best player. And I don't have the full quote, but he said something along the line of, they are fucking horseshit.
Yeah, it's never a good thing when your owner is calling out your star players, especially when the star players, like, they're not the issue in Dallas right now. Like,
can one of you guys pull up the full quote?
Oh, you better believe it, dude.
Oh yes, fastest fingers in the West there, Dalton.
Ready for these clickety clacks?
Oh, I'm ready for the clickety clack. Hit me with it. Oh, wow. All right. R.I.P. headphone users.
All right, now I'm actually gonna type it in instead of just spamming letters.
I appreciate that. While he's pulling that up, Chris, I mean, did you see? I mean, you must have seen some of it.
Yeah, I know it was a bit of a shock, but we've seen crazy owners before, so usually stuff like that doesn't leak what they think about their players. But we're in a totally different age nowadays, so
Yeah. Dalton, also find the responses from Ben and Sagan. Crickets.
All right,
Awesome.
all right.
All right, you got it? You got it?
I have the response. Wow, apparently it's really hard to find.
Good content. Good content.
This is great, dude. This is just me reading articles trying to find the actual quote.
It's the worst.
All right.
This podcast, I don't know, man.
It's all right. Listen, we're off to a slow start. We got to warm up. We didn't really stretch. We kind of hopped into it cold turkey. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Give us a week. We're going to be back in the swing of things. That's all right. I honestly don't think, the 6 listeners, not including my grandparents, are going to care.
Will your grandparents care?
Well, no, they'll care too.
All right,
my grandparents will stop listening completely just because of the bad content.
Oh, no. All right. Get it for Grandpa. I don't know. It's fine. We'll do it. 5. All right. I got a quote.
All right. Perfect.
All right. He's hitting posts. Wow. That's what I say about hitting posts. Get a little bit closer to the action. Actually go to the spot where you score goals. He doesn't do that. He never does that anymore. He used to be a pest to play against. People hated playing against Tyler Seguin. They don't anymore.
Oh yeah. So basically, Jim Light is now trying to coach Tyler Seguin into scoring more goals.
Yeah. Straight up.
And I must say, Jim Light has played how many NHL games?
I don't know. I'm thinking about 0, but tell you what, that's what the Google machine is for.
No, I can tell you right now, it's 0. Because I also don't want you Googling, and then that's what our content is.
Yeah, but he also
found the real quote. It's all right. They are fucking horseshit. I don't know how else to put it. There it is.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, Chris, you were saying something. Go.
was gonna say he also pays Tyler Seguin like what, $8 million a year. So if he wants to criticize his work, he's well within his fucking rights. Just my opinion.
Okay, so you think he does have a little bit of like room to criticize him?
Well, so there's two. I mean, I have two opinions about this. Should he do it? No. Is it his right? Absolutely.
I kind of agree with you there. It's like I wouldn't, if I was the owner right now, I don't think criticizing your two best players is necessarily the best way to go forward. But at the same time, he is the owner; he can do what he wants, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
He pays a lot of money.
The thing is, though, why would you call out like Tyler Seguin is coming off a 40 goal per campaign, and Jamie Benn's been like one of your best players. Like he won the scoring title, I think in 2014. Like he's been the captain for so long. Like out of all the people you could have called out, like that's who you're gonna call out, really?
Yeah. Tyler Seguin has been like a consistent point-a-game player for the last 6 years, basically since they acquired him, straight up.
Like Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn have been like some of the most potent like duos, like offensive duos, like in the last like 4 years. Why would you like honestly, if my opinion, call out, I don't know, your defense, your goaltending, which had Kerry Lettinen on it for like 8 years.
Mm-hmm. And now a constantly injured Ben Bishop.
Right, like come on, like why, like, all right, fine, you're allowed to pick on people, but why would you pick on people that, can they be better? Yes. Have the Stars been underperforming? Also yes, but you cannot blame all of that on Tyler Seguin not scoring like 80 goals.
Yeah, and even like if you just look at straight up Tyler Seguin's stats this year, he still has 38 points in 42 games. He's a plus 14. Like, how much more do you want the guy to do?
What is Jamie Benn's stats this season? Because I think he's actually, I will say Jamie Benn, I think, has been a little bit slow this season.
I fucking hate Jamie Benn.
Frantic Googling commences.
Yeah. Yeah, Jamie Benn is definitely one of those, I don't know, I put Jamie Benn right up in there in the category with, like, Getzlaf. And I hate Getzlaf.
I hate Jamie Benn.
Jimmy Benn has 32 points in 41 games.
All right. I mean, a little bit slower by his standards, but I would definitely say not pulling his weight.
Yeah, he's still scoring out there, right? He's still doing the job. But
yeah,
it's kind of like in Edmonton. You're not gonna, the people that are criticizing Draisaitl right now for the Oilers' failures. It's not on Dry.
Yeah, right.
It's definitely on Trelly, but it's also a little bit on like depth scoring for the Oilers too, right?
Yeah, that is very true. All right. Anything else we want to say about it, boys?
I mean, if they want to score, or the team's been 3-0-1 since the owner said that.
So it's obviously the owner should have done this earlier, and they'd be in the playoffs.
Absolutely, you should have said it as day one.
All right. So actually, moving to Oilers, a little bit of Oilers news. Chiarelli did some things.
Oh.
Yeah. So Dalton, get ready for the Google machine because I have no Wi-Fi.
Oh, really?
Okay. Or you might not know off the top of your heads. So first off, I believe the first trade was Alex Petrovic. It was Alex Petrovic. And was sent to the Oilers from the Florida Panthers in exchange for Chris Weidman and a third.
Yeah, you got her.
Look at me. And I believe I believe the Oilers have 3 third-round picks, and we gave away the more valuable third-round pick, which was our own.
That sounds about right.
All right, perfect. We'll go with it. We'll roll with it. If anyone wants to yell at me for getting that wrong, you can hit us up on Twitter at BlueLineSouth. So we'll start there because there's another one. So first off, Alex Petrovic had been scratched, I believe, for 5 games in a row before acquiring him. Chris Weidman, I think, had played all of 6 minutes for the Oilers all season.
Yep.
Didn't look good in those 6 minutes, I will also put.
I mean, I really didn't mind him. But
I didn't mind it. Listen, I didn't mind him either, but like he could have been better.
He could have been better. Could have been worse. Honestly,
So we send a defender who wasn't playing very much for a bigger defender who wasn't playing very much.
And also the others gave up a third.
And a third. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks, Shirley.
I don't like this trade. From what I've seen of Petrovic so far, I actually don't mind him. He's playing pretty well. But it just feels like at this point they're just bleeding assets for no reason. So
What it feels like is Shirley's scared for his job and is trying to save himself.
yeah, like Trelly needs to be fired like now, like yesterday.
Yes.
Like
I
don't know,
yeah.
2 years ago.
Yes. Okay, next one. The Oilers send Drake Caggiula and Jason Garrison to the Chicago Blackhawks for exchange for a guy named Peter Kroll or Nick Kroll or something like that.
Yeah, Nick Kroll, I think.
Nick Kroll. And the infamous defender, Brandon Manning, who, if those don't remember, was responsible for breaking Connor McDavid's clavicle in his rookie season, and then told him he did it on purpose the next game McDavid and him played.
Mm-hmm. He's also getting paid $2.25 million, or $2.225 million a season for this year and next year, and was a healthy scratch for the Hawks team.
A Hawks team that also is garbage. So, good stuff.
Yeah, trade away, basically the only winger depth the Oilers had for a defenseman that, honestly, haven't hated him as a number 6 defenseman on the Oilers, but, like, he looks the same as, like, Gravel to me, so why make this deal ever?
And so the thing that really gets me after all 2 of these trades is Shirley comes out and he goes, these aren't second pairing defensemen. They're not sexy defensemen. And I'm like, okay, so you're saying we have like maybe 2 first pairing defensemen, maybe 1 second pairing defenseman, and then 9 third pairing healthy scratches, 7th G
AHL
defenseman.
Honestly, the only good thing that came to this trade is that now Jason Garrison is not on the team, so I don't have to hate him anymore.
Yeah, very true. So obviously these are some pretty rough trades. Chris, what is your take as an outsider?
Well, geez, I don't know. I mean, I think with Petrovic, Florida has better defensive depth. So even though he wasn't playing for them, he's probably an upgrade. I don't really get the Manning trade. I think it's stupid, especially considering what he's getting paid. You should be trying to. You need to improve your team if you're going to make a trade. You don't just shuffle the chairs on the Titanic deck and hope for the best. And that's basically what Shirley's doing. But Shirley's a terrible GM. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Except for Kates or Cats or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah,
or Bob Nicholson, but yeah.
Bobby Nix.
Oh, jeez.
Why does he suck so bad? I thought he was good.
No, he's never been good. He's never been good. He basically inherited all of Boston. He's made okay moves. Like, I'll give him credit for Koskinen.
Yeah. The hiring of Hitchcock is probably a good idea.
I don't think that was his idea, though. To be honest, to be perfectly fair, I feel like he had no say in who the next coach was.
Yeah, maybe, actually. I don't know.
That's actually, if we put on our tinfoil hats, I think Shirley had no say in that whatsoever. Yeah, just ugly times. You also know your team is bad when you can trade away Drake Caggiula and your depth goes down.
Yeah, and like Caggiula, I was super not sold on him last year, but this year he's actually starting to get going. This year,
I look forward to when they put Drake Caggiula on the same line with Patrick Kane, and he's gonna score 20 goals.
Make it 40.
Oh, jeez. And 20 of them are going to be against Edmonton.
Oh yeah, all in one game too. It's gonna break
Yeah,
every single record in the book.
Exactly. Just because that's how it works.
Because
Also,
Sam Gagner put up 11 against the Chicago Blackhawks in 09 or something like that.
it was only 8, buddy.
Was it?
It was only
Close
8.
enough.
It was 4 goals, 4 assists, but still a record. Still impressive. Also, okay, so now moving along, we got the All-Star game coming up pretty soon. Have you guys seen the rosters that they've put out?
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to pull those up real quick.
Yeah.
All-Star. All right, All-Star. Oh, geez, I can't type. All-Star game NHL 2019. All right.
Yeah. There's some pretty notable exceptions, including Marner, Riley, Giordano, probably a whole bunch more I'm forgetting. Draisaitl.
Yeah, well, so have you guys seen they're doing this whole last man in thing?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's basically like they put up another list for everyone to vote from, and then each division gets one more player from the list. Like Draisaitl's on it. I think Blake Wheeler is on it. Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna start with the Atlantic. Jack Eichel is the captain, and then they have Nikita Kucherov, Austin Matthews, David Pastrnak, Steven Stamkos, John Tavares, Thomas Chabot, Keith Yandel, Jimmy Howard, and Carey Price.
How in the world does Keith Yandel and Jimmy Howard make the All-Star game?
That's what I want. That's a good point because you're like, okay, well, every team needs one, but I would definitely argue that Dylan Larkin,
no kidding,
has been better than Jimmy Howard. Also, Barkov, or Huberdeau, or Dadonov,
Trocheck, or like
Ekblad. No, probably not.
Honestly, I would send Luongo from that team instead, and then send Larkin from Detroit.
Yeah, Larkin for sure.
Yeah.
My also one is you guys are gonna hate this, but they left off Morgan Riley and Mitch Marner,
as well as Braden Point.
Yep, very true.
Like, I know it's supposed to be like just a publicity thing, and so like, I don't know. I think I'm just straight up not gonna watch the All-Star game this year because it seems like it's gonna be more dumb than usual.
Yeah, see, I watched the All-Star game just because I think the 3-on-3 tournament they have is so much fun.
I might just watch it just for the McDavid parts, but still.
Yeah, fair enough. So, Chris, what do you think about the Atlantic roster? Any changes you'd make as well?
I agree with you guys. I don't know. I think I don't really like the All-Star game. If they went, best players playing against the Stanley Cup champion, and it settled home ice advantage, and you didn't have this one player from each team minimum, but you made it actually mean something, I would be more into it. But I understand why they do what they do. It's a marketing tool, and it's for kids. So I understand that. I might watch a bit of the 3-on-3 because it's pretty interesting. But yeah. As for players, I agree with what you guys were saying about the players who are in, who shouldn't be, and the guys who are missing.
All right, chugging along. We got the Metro coming up. So then we have Sebastian Aho, Cam Atkinson, Matt Barzell, Sidney Crosby, Claude Giroux, Taylor Hall, John Carlson, Seth Jones, Braden Holtby, and Henrik Lundqvist. And now that is in the exception of Ovechkin, because Ovechkin was named to the All-Star game and then said, no thanks, and took his 1-game suspension.
Honestly, that seems like a pretty decent selection to me. Like, I'm sure if you thought about it, you could figure out a couple guys that should be on there and that aren't, like maybe Backstrom or something like that. But honestly, I don't mind that one. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I actually agree for the most part. How do you guys feel about Ovi deciding, or as the NHL puts it, snubbing the All-Star game?
Honestly, I don't think they should suspend him for it. They should just let him not go.
They should work this out beforehand and just not vote him onto the team.
Or that's a better idea actually, because then the NHL could avoid all this players getting suspended for skipping the game. Just
Right.
send
And
out the
also
rosters.
negative publicity. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just send out the rosters, like 2 weeks beforehand to all the teams, and it's like, hey, if you actually want to go, sign up for the All-Star game, and then they'll select the best players.
I'd also maybe like to see Ovechkin's been selected to the All-Star like 8 years in a row or something like that.
Basically,
so make
every
it
year
like
he's been in the NHL.
exactly. So make it like if you're like if you've gone to 3 All-Star games in a row, you can opt out of one without taking the suspension.
Yeah, something like that. Or how about this? No more All-Star game. There you go. Just give all the teams like a little week break and get back to the season after that.
Okay. So, but you guys feel like Ovechkin, like it doesn't matter, like he should have been allowed to do it no matter what.
I can see why the NHL is suspending him just because it's like the rule that they put in place, right? But honestly, I don't think it's gonna matter all that much, even if Ovechkin like misses the game for the Capitals, because they're such a good team already, right? Missing him for one game isn't gonna sink their season.
Yeah, that's very true.
Now, if I end up eating my words and the Capitals miss the playoffs by 1 point come, the end of the season, I think there'd be some pretty angry people at Ovechkin.
I don't think
Probably.
they'd be mad at. I don't think they'd be mad at Ovechkin. I think they'd be probably more mad at the NHL.
Probably actually, yeah.
All right, moving along to Chris's division, the Central. We got Patrick Kane, Nathan McKinnon, Ryan O'Reilly, Mikko Rantanen, Mark Scheifele, Blake Wheeler, Miro Heiskanen, Roman Josi, Devin Dubnyk, and Pekka Rinne. How are we feeling about that, boys?
Honestly, pretty good as well. I think they may have missed the mark a little bit on the goaltenders, but
you think who would you have put in there instead?
I wouldn't put Devin Dubnyk in there, I don't think.
No, so then who would you put in place of him?
I want to say Hellebuck, but he just hasn't had the season, right?
Bruh.
He's so lucky. Ugh. I mean, I like the guy. He's a great backup, but he's been so damn lucky. He's as lucky as Koskinen before the wheels fell off.
He's gonna get paid after this season.
Yeah, he is. Okay, so Chris, taking a little tangent. You think they re-sign Brossoit?
Why not? I mean, I don't think Comrie. They were hoping Comrie would develop into something, but I'm a little skeptical of that. So I think they're going to need their next goalie prospect is Brodin, and he's still a ways out. So yeah, I could see them re-signing him.
Okay. So then getting back on track, we got the Pacific. We got Johnny Gaudreau, Clayton Keller, Connor McDavid, Joe Pavelski, Elias Pettersson, who is he still going to play because I believe he got hurt.
Apparently it's not too serious. It's going to be a week or maybe 2.
Okay, cool. So Elias Pettersson, Brent Burns, Drew Doughty, Erik Karlsson, Marc-Andre Fleury, and John Gibson.
I like it.
Yeah, I actually don't hate it either.
Though I feel like they missed a few people. Obviously they could. Some of them, like one of them, has a chance to make it with the last men in. But like Leon Draisaitl, Anze Kopitar,
Giordano.
No.
Yeah, I hate the Flames. He's getting voted for the North this season probably.
You think he's gonna win it?
I think he's gonna be top 2. That maybe if he keeps up this the pace that he's on, and the Flames stay at the top of the West, he's gonna win it for sure.
Yep. So, but you guys like you like that Pacific Division too, huh?
I mean, I don't love the All-Star game in general, but they didn't do a terrible job.
The Pacific Division has won the 3-on-3 tournament 2 years in a row, so I'm looking forward to seeing them hit the three-peat. Because
I just love watching McDavid and Goudreau together. It's just so good.
Oh my! Just watching McDavid and Goudreau together, and then taking stretch passes from like Doughty and Burns, and now Erik Karlsson. Just
my God, Carlson, Goudreau, McDavid. Like, come on, dude. Oh
the
my
biggest,
God.
the biggest of nuts.
Oh my God! Maybe I will watch All-Star Game.
There you go. We got him back on it.
God, they keep bringing me back.
Yeah, I know. And you even said to have less hope. So then my last little piece of notes was the Ehlers injury. So we kind of talked about it already, but Chris, how do you think that's gonna what do you think the lines are gonna look like now? Now that Ehlers is out for till February, I read. What are they gonna do to fill that hole?
Well, I know Maurice, and I don't know. I think he wants to avoid splitting up Scheifele and Wheeler at any cost, which I think is kind of ridiculous because even like lately since the Christmas break, they haven't really looked that great together. So there's what will he do and what should he do? I mean, I think he should just shuffle lines completely because we haven't been playing well. We've only scored I don't even know what the stats are, but we're scoring just over 1 goal a game over the last 6 or so games. It's ridiculous. We're scoring so few goals. So now's the time to try some combinations, in my opinion.
All right, well, let's look. Okay, so the Jets played the Penguins, 4-0 loss. Then they played I had actually a couple days off there. Oilers, they score 4.
Well, yeah, but that's the Oilers. Everybody scores 4 against the Oilers.
And then
no kidding.
They scored 1 against the Wild. And then they scored 1 against the Flames. So with the exception of the Oilers game, they've only scored that's 4 games they've scored 5 goals.
Yeah, it's bad.
Which is not enough.
Nope, especially from that offense.
Yeah.
There's so many skilled players. Line A is just he's just I don't know if he's entitled or he doesn't understand what it takes to win, but he doesn't battle hard for the puck. When he carries the puck, he doesn't protect it with his body. When he's back checking, he's kind of waving at people as they go by. I just think he can just live off of just sitting on the power play in his spot and scoring goals. He could be so much more of a player if he would actually do something with his skill, but especially 5 versus 5, he's not doing it.
Well, yeah, he's only scored 1 goal in the last 5 games, and it was on the power play as well.
Yep.
So, especially with an elite level sniping talent like Line A, you'd expect there to be more.
Absolutely. And a lot of other players are suffering from the same kind of thing. Kyle Connor's gone stone cold. Scheifele's still scoring, but Scheifele's an animal. I think Wheeler's doing fine, but he's kind of fallen back a little bit. Ehlers kind of went a bit cold before he got hurt. Who else? Matty Perreault has just been awful for a year and a half at scoring. He got really hot and scored 5 goals in 6 games, but he hasn't scored in 7 since. So
he sure knows how to score against the Oilers, though.
What's that?
He sure knows how to score against the Oilers, though.
Well, but so does everybody.
Oh, jeez. What a sad time in both Oilers and Jets Nation.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because the Jets are still first in the Central. They've got games at hand in everybody: Calgary, Vegas, Nashville, and they're right there with them. So even though they're struggling, they're still fighting for top spot in the West. But at the same time, it's hard to watch a team that should be so much better just struggle.
Very true. And Nashville has actually gone on a hell of a downslide. I think they've lost 4 or 5 in a row now.
I think they just won their last game yesterday, though.
They did, but they won I think they were 1-6 or something ridiculous like that before that. So that was a bit of a godsend for the Jets.
Yeah.
The Flames got to start losing. They make me so mad.
Oh, you're telling me.
Smoke and mirrors.
I don't know how. Although, dude, I hate Johnny Gaudreau. But man, he's looked good.
I want to. Might be a little bit of hot takey, but he's a top 5 player in the NHL for me.
Ooh, all right.
He is. I would like to see somebody knock him over the glass. Is what I would like to see.
Every game I watch, he's so small. Someone put him into the trash compactor.
The thing is, people try all the time, and then he's just like, "Oh, bye, yeah, right at the net, score another goal."
Oh man,
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Dustin Byfuglien hit him full on?
Oh, he'd be dead. There'd be nothing left of him.
It would be RIP like right away.
They wouldn't have to bring the stretcher out. They would just have to bring out the girls with the shovels to get him off the ice.
They'd leave the red stain on the ice as like just a reminder.
Yeah, exactly.
People are like, "Is that his blood? Is that his jersey?" You don't know. There's nothing left.
It's just so deep into the ground.
I could say something so inappropriate right now, but I won't because
all right.
PG-13, man. PG-13.
Exactly. I won't say it.
But man, Gaudreau makes me so mad that he plays for the Flames. Because if he played for any other team, I would love him so much.
Yeah, makes me mad too.
Except for if he played for the Leafs, then I would still hate him.
Gross.
Yeah, I agree. All right, boys. So let's move on with the next part of this, so we can wrap this really mess of a podcast up.
Let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, let's just jump right into it. All right, so we have upcoming games. We have not done this in a while, so let it stretch out real fast and get things started. So the Dallas Stars are playing in Winnipeg, and that game just started. Chris, kick off the new year right. What do you got?
Oh my God. Considering like the Stars have a fire lit under their ass and the Jets are slumping, my gut tells me to say that the Stars are going to win this game, but maybe it's the game that wakes Patrick Laine up because he seems to score at will against them. So I'm going to say hat trick for Laine. The Jets are going to win 5-1.
Wow, there we go. Way to start it off strong. All right.
I'm going to agree with Chris every single one of Chris's points, except for I'm going to say that the Dallas Stars are going to win 6-0.
Wow. 6-0 loss. Chris, you said a 5-1, 5-3.
5-1.
5-1 win with a Laine Hattie. That's what I like. All right, I'm going to say maybe a little bit more reasonable. I'm going to say Ehlers going to get a hat trick. Oh, wait. I'm going to say a 4-2 win for the Jets. All right, next up, also later tonight, the Edmonton Oilers playing their second half back-to-back against the Anaheim Ducks. All right, Dalton, start us off.
Oilers 3-0 loss to the Ducks.
Oh, God.
John Gibson with the shutout.
Of course. All right, I'm going to say, God, oh, man, my New Year's resolution was really to stop caring enough, but.
Yeah, I'm following mine, dude. I'm like,
you're on it.
Lose every single game.
3-1 win for the Oilers.
3-1?
3-1 win. Chris, what do you think?
I am going to say that Milan Lucic is going to steamroll Corey Perry and break his face, and the Oilers are going to win 2-1.
There we go.
Well, at least somebody has some positivity.
Win. Okay, then on Tuesday, Colorado plays in Winnipeg. I'll kick this one off. Sorry, Chris, but I'm going to have to say this is going to be a 2-1 Colorado win. Chris, we'll go to you now.
Well, I think both these teams, they play each other really. They're usually really fast games, and they're usually not that great defensively on either side. So I'm going to say the Jets are going to squeak out a 5-4 win.
5-4 win. All right, I like it. I like it. All right,
You know
Dalton.
You know what? Jets are gonna win this one 3-1.
There we go.
Thanks, Dalton.
The Avs are washed up, man.
There we go. All right, then also on Tuesday, Oilers finish off their second California road trip of the year against San Jose. Chris, we'll go to you.
Oh boy, the Sharks are good. Gosh, I think McDavid's going to score twice, but it's not going to be enough, and the Sharks are going to win 4-2 with an empty netter.
4-2 loss. All right. I'll go. I'm going to say the Oilers actually, I don't know why, but like have had the Sharks number just in general. I think the Sharks are always the end of the California road trip. And so like the Oilers normally lose to LA and the Ducks. So then they're going to come out and win against the Sharks, and they are going to win 5-3. 5-3. All right, Dalton.
Oh, I think the Oilers are going to lose 4-1.
4-1 loss. Oh God.
I don't feel good about any of the rest of this road trip. So.
All right. Then the Jets go on the road and they play Minnesota, who just beat them 3-1 last week. Dalton, start us off.
It'll be a bit of a reversal of fortune for the Jets. It's going to be a solid 4-0 pounding.
Ooh, all right. Who gets the shutout?
It's gotta be Hellebuck.
4-0 win with a heli shutout. All right, Chris.
So the Wild are a fucking joke of a hockey team. The Jets are going to beat them 3-0.
And who gets the shutout?
Brassois!
Yes. Oh, you fuck!
Wow. Why are you so mad?
Brassois with another.
Everything you do just tilts me a little bit.
Brassois with another shutout. Okay, I'm going to say, I also think the Jets are going to beat the Wild. I'm going to say it's going to be a 3-2 win. All right, and then the Oilers go back home and play Florida on Thursday. I'll kick this one off. Oh, God, the Panthers always scare me when they play Edmonton. I don't know why. I will say the Oilers are going to lose to the Panthers at home. I want to see overtime, and I haven't seen overtime in a while. So
yeah, it's been a bit, eh?
I'm going to say 4-3 in overtime.
You think the Oilers are going to lose in overtime?
Yeah.
You crazy, man.
I know.
Never again bet against McDavid when overtime is on the line.
Fair enough. Was that a Princess Bride quote?
I have a one, yeah.
Oh, all right. I like it. All right, Chris.
I think the Panthers are going to win 2-1, and the winning goal will be scored by Wideman.
2-1 win with a wide goal.
All right, I almost want that to happen now.
Dalton, what do you think?
Oilers are back at home, so that means they win. Solid 4-1 victory for the Oilers.
4-1 win. I like it. All right, and last game of the week, the after playing in Minnesota, they fly back that same night and play Detroit the next day in the second half of back-to-back against Detroit. Or the Jets play Detroit in Winnipeg. So, Dalton, start us off, buddy.
Big 7-2 victory for the Jets.
Wow. All right. 7-2
mostly because Detroit
win.
is the trashiest team I've ever seen in my life.
All right. I'm going to say it's going to be a 5-2. Jets win. Chris, finish us off strong.
I'm going to say the Jets are going to actually squeak out a 3-2 win.
All right, a 3-2 win. That's what I like to see. All right, a lot of predictions, boys. That's what I like to see. Also, I'd like to say we just set a or not we, but Chris set a podcasting record this podcast with if you don't count the self-disconnect, there were no disconnects.
Good
this podcast.
job.
I know it doesn't now, so I don't think it's going to happen anymore.
Round of applause. So that means our listeners will be getting substantially less drunk.
We'll see. Yeah, I don't know if there's any shots this episode.
Well, I mean, if they do the first one, but I mean, that's only if you're a real hardcore alcoholic.
I mean, I won't tell anybody if you do.
So that is it from us. This was episode 11 of South of the Blue Line. It feels good to be back, boys.
Yes.
Oh, I've missed being angry at the Oilers. It's been good.
Right? And it's actually been funny. I have not been keeping track of any of the hockey news or anything like that. My dad's like, "Have you been seeing this? Have you seen this?" And I'm like, honestly, I haven't seen anything.
Yo, Christmas break, man. It gets you.
Yeah, I guess it does. So that is it from us. You can follow us on SoundCloud at South of the Blue Line Podcast, on Spotify, on Anchor, anywhere you get your podcasts, we are there. Apple Podcasts, we're there. You can follow us on Twitter at Blue Line South. You can follow us all personally on Twitter as well, but you have to find us at South of the Blue Line. We're not just going to tell you, so you actually have to go and find us yourself. So that is it from us. I am Michael. Dalton.
Yo, that's me.
Chris.
Hey there.
We're like the worst boy band of all time.
It is terrible.
And we're the South of the Blue Line crew.
Yeah, we'd have a cute dance. All right, boys, that is it from us. All right, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Peace.